Okay guys, here is how to do multiple people. So I'm using Photoshop. I've opened up 5 different pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to put all these together into one picture that has 5 of him there. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. You're going to select 2 that you want to start with. I'm going to use this one and this one actually. So I'm going to bring this one on top of the other one. So I can grab my move tool, I can drag it up. I need to unlock it first. Okay, now they're on top of each other. You can see over here in the layers panel that layer 1 is on top of the background layer. So I want to make a layer mask and I want to see where where Spider-Man is underneath. So I want to see where he is in this position, from the top position. So I'm going to lower the opacity of the top layer, which is going to show me where he is underneath. I do that before I make my layer mask. Make sure you make the layer mask on the very most top layer. Take your brush tool, make sure you're on black. Remember, black to conceal, white to reveal. And we're using black because we're not revealing him here, okay? We're erasing the top layer. So I'm just going to make this a little bigger, and now I would zoom in and make sure that all of that looks good. I'll do that in a second just to show you. Always put the shadows in too to make it look more real. Command plus 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 plus. Going in, I can see where there's some overlap. Okay. On your keyboard, there's the backslash key, which is next to the brackets, which is under the delete key. Okay, if you hit that, you'll actually see in red where you've painted. Okay, which I think is helpful, so I can see that I got it all over him, and I can hit it again to make it go away. Now I'm going to merge these layers, but before I do so, I need to turn the opacity up. And in doing so, I can see I missed this spot right here. I'm just going to go over him one more time. Part of his leg was missing. Part of that shadow. So you want to make sure you got everything before you merge them. Another way to see what you painted in the mask is to hold down the Alt-Option key and to click on the layer mask. And in black, it'll show you what you painted. And then I'm also just going to do that to go back. Alt-Option. Okay, so there we go. And now I'm going to right click and go to merge down. You can also go up to these 3 little lines up here and go to merge down. Now the 2 layers are one layer. One picture, 2 Spider-Mans. Okay, now I want to bring this layer, I'm going to unlock it, move tool. We used this one already, this single picture, so I'm going to close that so I don't get confused. I'm going to use this one next. The key here is that you're putting the picture with 2 Spider-Mans on top of one that only has 1. So the multiple people go on top of the one with just a single old Spider-Man. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat the process after we line it up. Opacity goes down, layer mask goes in, paintbrush, black, zoom in a little bit. You can make the brush larger or smaller with the bracket keys next to the P key. And we're going to paint, paint, paint. Okay. Just moving around, zoomed in. I'm holding down spacebar to turn my cursor into that little hand, which allows me to navigate around my document. Okay, see I'm keeping the shadows and the little dips that he's making in the couch because he's standing on it. Strong Spider-Man. Okay, kind of remake those curtains, and I'm going to zoom out. Looking good there, Spider-Man. Okay, I'm going to turn the opacity back up. Boom. We're going to merge them. I'm going to go to the 3 little dots, merge down, and we have 3 Spider-Man. Okay, next, he's on the floor. Taking my move tool, unlocking the layer, dragging it up to the new one, putting it on. Picture with multiple Spider-Man goes on top of the one with singular Spider-Man. Alright, same process. Lower the opacity. Layer mask. Zooming on in. Brush, black, paint. I'm using spacebar to move around. Okay, make sure you keep the shadows so it doesn't look like he's just floating on the carpet. The shadows are really important. You notice how I'm not staying in the lines as I paint. I'm just kind of haphazardly moving my mouse all over the place. It's because the background didn't change, because that thing I told you in the very beginning of this assignment that you would thank me for. Don't let your camera move. If your camera moved during these pictures, you're going to have a hard time doing this coloring part, because after you go outside the lines, like over here, the background is going to shift on you if the camera moved. But if the camera stayed still, that carpet is in the same exact place as it was in the other pictures as it is now. Okay, where'd I miss? Just kind of up here. Now it's tough when they overlap. You just got to be careful. You might have to use a hard brush. If you make a mistake, you can flip over to white and you can paint back the mistake. Okay, that's why we paint with white. Okay, Spider-Man's on the floor. I'm just going to give that a check. I missed some spots in here. I don't even have to switch back to do it. I can just paint the black in the areas there. Okay, and I did paint outside the lines, and that's okay. Turning my opacity back up to 100. I got 4 Spider-Man. Merge the layers. Okay, merge down. Boom. And then I do the same thing for the last one where he's sitting on the edge of the couch. So I'm going to close out these 2 layers so I don't get confused. Bye. And I got this one again. Unlock. Move tool. I always say it's like you're gonna get good at this, and it's gonna become really fast, and you're gonna be like, oh, I finally understand this, and then the project's over. Just when you got good, the project's over. Happens all the time. So that's why, if you want, do more than 5 people. Do 10. The last 5 will go so much faster because you'll know exactly what you're doing. Lower the opacity. Make the layer mask. Grab the paintbrush. This one's easy. He's not like near anybody. I'm not even gonna zoom in. Boom, 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 boom. Flying. Done. Missed some spots. I got a little too excited. Okay. Back out. Opacity goes back up. Merge them down. That's it. There's your assignment. Hope this helped everyone.